Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Look, Sleepy Joe hasn't had it easy. Although maybe that's not fair to say because it brings up a potential false equivalency. Joe Biden has obviously had it very easy considering the media deals with him with kid gloves. You know, obviously Donald Trump has it a whole lot harder. Being so anti-establishment, it's kind of tough to have to deal with your adversaries in that situation. That's not what I'm referring to. What I mean is Joe Biden hasn't had it easy in the sense that I don't think he's had a single easy day. It's been real tough for sleepy, creepy piss pants Joe. And you know, I think he's been hoping, well, one day it's gonna get better for me. One day it's all gonna magically turn around. But we don't live in Joe Biden's little personal fairy tale land. We live in the real world, not happening. As now, special counsel Robert Hur's assessment of Joe Biden, his decision not to charge Joe Biden, this one little assessment, this one decision, this one document, seems to be arguably the worst thing that has happened to Joe Biden, or to the Biden administration, basically since Afghanistan, and it might be even worse. They are in full-on panic mode, even deleting videos, attempting to save face here, and it seems even the corporate media establishment is starting to pile on and turn on Joe. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright friends, so we know the whole Biden press conference disaster. Robert Hur basically confirms that Joe Biden has dementia, then he takes to the podium, makes a complete fool of himself, and mistakes the country of Egypt with Mexico. Well, that little series of events apparently was too much for the White House to handle, as we're now learning that the White House decided to remove Joe Biden's disastrous Thursday night press conference, unlisting the video from the White House YouTube page. Now, yes, I know they did end up re-uploading it a little while after, but that does not change the fact that they removed this particular live stream, the upload for this particular live stream. They don't do that for others. The actual video itself that went viral and got ratioed and downvoted into oblivion no longer exists on the internet because the White House unlisted it. Them re-uploading it the next day doesn't exactly change the story here. This letter is proving to be an utter disaster for the White House. You know, there's some people who are sharing their frustration over Robert Hur's decision to essentially just let Joe Biden go. Here's Stephen Miller's take.
Because if you are on the right team, if you're on the Democrat team, you can commit any crime and you will be shielded. And if you're on the wrong team, you're the Republican team, and certainly for Donald Trump, no matter how innocent you are, you will be railroaded. Joe Biden belongs in prison.
Joe Biden belongs in prison, you know, I agree. But I think honestly it'd be a little unrealistic to expect Joe Biden to actually get arrested or held accountable for his crimes. I think in the end here, Robert Hur's decision to not charge Joe Biden might end up being a blessing in disguise. Honestly, I think it's enough because the dynamic, at least in the media, and coming from within Democrat circles, has completely shifted since the release of that letter. Hell freezes over. CNN does brutal fact check of claims that Biden made during his disastrous address.
While one thing that President Biden said is basically that he stored the documents in filing cabinets that could be locked. Let's listen.
All the stuff that was in my home was in filing cabinets that were either locked or able to be locked.
Daniel?
Just not true, John. This report from the special counsel includes photos. Those photos include shots of a box just sitting in President Biden's Delaware garage. The special counsel described it as a badly damaged box sitting amid household detritus. So there was some material that was in cabinets, locked or lockable, as the president said, but all of it certainly not.
Okay, another claim that President Biden made, none of the documents were highly classified. Let's listen.
None of it was high classified. Didn't have any of that red stuff on it. You know what I mean? Around the corners? None of that.
Daniel?
That claim that he didn't have any material that was quote-unquote high classified is also not true, John. The special counsel's report says that the president possessed multiple highly classified documents that were indeed marked as being highly classified documents, including some marked as top secret / SCI, sensitive compartmented information. That is a very high level of classification.
And then the third claim that he made, Daniel, there, was that he did not share classified information with a ghostwriter on a book he was working on. Listen to that.
I did not share classified information. I did not share it.
With your ghostwriter?
With my ghostwriter, I did not. Guarantee you did not.
But the special counsel said it.
Well, no, he did not say that.
Okay.
He did not say that.
So he's entitled to say he didn't do it. He can defend himself. But he also said the special counsel didn't say that he did share that classified info with the ghostwriter. Except, John, the special counsel did say that explicitly. Her wrote, quote, Mr. Biden shared information, including some classified information from those notebooks with his ghostwriter. So there it is in black and white.
CNN doing live analysis and fact-checking during Joe Biden's press conference? Hell really has frozen over because they know they can no longer defend Joe Biden. Look at this segment from CNN.
Do you think there will be? I bring up the term everyone laughs. It's a term that is used. It is a term.
It's a political term of art,
and it's used in Democratic big D politics. It's what people say about Democrats. I'm not saying anything that's offensive to Paul's, delicate ears. So, how much of that will there be? And if you are the White House, how do you assuage said bedwetting?
Oh yeah. Look, I'm a Biden supporter. I slept like a baby last night. I woke up every 2 hours crying and went to bed. This is terrible for Democrats, and anybody with a functioning brain knows that.
That's a Democrat operative who just said Joe Biden's TV address was so bad that it made him, quote, wet the bed. Here's another Democrat strategist voicing his discontent over Joe Biden's, let's just call it current state. We are talking about top Democrat strategists here who have worked with multiple presidents. That's James Carville and Paul Begala, both of them in a complete panic, knowing that the cat is finally out the bag. The White House is in full-on damage control mode, deleting videos, panicking, canceling Joe Biden public appearances during the frickin' Super Bowl, hoping not to pile on to the disaster. Joe Biden doesn't have the ability to turn this whole thing around. They know it, we know it. They don't have the ability to protect this old man anymore. We saw Robert Hur's assessment. We've seen, well, Joe Biden with our very eyes.
Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah. So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway. And Joan Shingang, I'm going to pronounce it, Shanga.
We know the reality, and Karine Jean-Pierre's defense just ain't cutting it.
One of the president's Republican presidential rivals, Nikki Haley, has called for a mental competency test for the president. Is that something that the White House is actively considering as a way to try and put to rest some of these allegations about his memory lapses?
I mean, look, I'm not a medical doctor, so certainly I'm not going to stand here and make opine on tests or anything of that nature.
Well, she's not seeing what we're seeing. She can't give us an assessment because she's not a medical doctor. What a great defense. This Biden sinking ship is about to tilt over and plummet to the bottom of the ocean. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.